Now you know it's the Ask Rayceen Show.
Welcome to the Ask Rayceen Show. For our 10th and final season, we are online and available worldwide. I'm your announcer, Krylios. On behalf of Team Rayceen Productions, I thank all of our sponsors, including DC Homas, Bite the Fruit, and Whitman Walker Health. To learn about our sponsors, guests, Team Rayceen Productions, and more, use the links in the video's description. It is now time to introduce our host, the High Priestess of Love, the Queen of the Shameless Plug, the Empress of Pride, the Goddess of DC, the iconic, the legendary Rayceen Pendarvis.
Greetings and salutations. Thank you for joining us, and welcome to the Ask Rayceen Show. Autumn has begun, and the leaves are starting to fall, starting to change color, going from a beautiful shades of brown. Now they're beginning to turn red, orange, yellow, and they're beginning to fall and move, and breezes are coming, and they're twirling around and around like the queens, giving you face and attitude, twirling in their sweaters, their caftans, their scarves, giving you attitude and more attitude. Why? Because we all smell like pumpkin spice. Back to school, everybody. From kindergarten to high school, the new college semester, the first day of school memories. Education is so important. Reading is fundamental. Voting. Remember, it's time to register to vote. Vote in your local election every year. Remember, places like Virginia, Georgia, and New York are having their local elections. Find out where to go. Various towns, cities, and states all around the country are also having their local election. Why voting is important? So many people made a difference in our lives. Martin marched. Rosa sat. Malcolm gathered. And Stacy organized. Remember, they take a part in what we do to have our freedom to vote. Head count has been with us, registering voters and sharing information with attendees of the Ask Rayceen Show since 2016. To make sure you are vote ready, text Team Rayceen to 40649 or visit headcount.org. Thanks for being here and supporting us. We have a terrific lineup. Check it out. Up next is music by the one and only Cecily.
Cecily has performed on the Ask Rayceen Show twice. First, in June 2018, and again in March 2019. She was also one of the performers scheduled for 2020.
Hi, I'm Cecily, and I'm so excited to be joining you guys for the 10th and final season of the Ask Rayceen Show. I've performed for the Ask Rayceen Show 2 times before, and I'm happy to be here again. This first song I'm going to be performing for you is called Clumsy, and this is an original.
They
Oh, please forgive my clumsy fingers. They can't hold a heart. The more I want it, the more I tremble, insecure from the start. Thank you. And this next song is called Acceptance. And this is another original. It's all about unconditional love. I hope you guys enjoy this one. I feel my hand and a spirit ready to hear. My mind is clear. No judge, no victim here. I feel this space of forgiveness and grace. I see the suffering on your face. Find relief in my embrace. Yeah. 'Cause the world may reject you, but you reject yourself too. But here Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And next, I'm going to do a special request. This is particularly for Rayceen, and this song is called Unforgettable. For you, Rayceen. Thank you. Congratulations, Rayceen, on 10 amazing seasons of the Ask Rayceen show. I look forward to seeing everything that you and your team do in the future, and hopefully get to collaborate with you guys again soon. Thank you and much love.
Up next is poet C. Etta Powers.
Hi, Rayceen. It's poet Etta Powers here. Listen, I wrote a poem expressly for you. The title is The Perfect 10. Rayceen, your show has created that perfect number 10. But it's now time for your new chapter to begin. The Ask Rayceen show created memories that will never fade. And it was all done in one perfect decade. A stage for politicians, musicians, vocalists, poets, social activists, comics, dancers, actresses and actors, all given space, each one embraced. From the neophyte to the professional, you gave each one a stage. But again, it's now time to turn the page. Oh, the fun, the contests and games. But you know nothing ever remains the same. A zenith reach, but still room to teach. Rayceen, I want you to push open that gate, because that's where you'll be performing now, alongside all the greats. A perfect 10 ends, but it is here where your new life begins. Love you and thank you for being you.
For the fourth of our 5 retrospective panels, we focus on the final venue of the Ask Rayceen show and where we had the most dates, the HRC Equality Center. We were at the Human Rights Campaign building on first Wednesdays, March through November for 3 years, 2017, 2018, and 2019, before our final date there in March 2020. Please enjoy a new era at HRC. Welcome to the fourth of our 5 retrospective panels, discussing the history and legacy of the Ask Rayceen show. This discussion focuses on the 27 dates when the Ask Rayceen show took place at the Human Rights Campaign building. Although the June 2017 show was relocated to the 8th floor, we had every other edition of the Ask Rayceen show from March of 2017 through November of 2019 in HRC Equality Center. We especially want to thank former HRC staff member Carl, who was instrumental in getting us in that venue and whose support was very appreciated. Let's start by having the panelists introduce themselves and each sharing a memory or anecdote about the Ask Rayceen show. Let's start with Monique. Oh.
Hi, my name is Monique Diop. I am the East of the River correspondent with Team Rayceen, also the woman with the money green bucket. So if you do want to promote Ask Rayceen, you can also do it by doing $ Ask Rayceen to our Cash App, because we always take money. You know how Rayceen loves money. So anyway, I've just been enjoying the show for a very long time, and I'm just so happy to be on the panel, and I'm looking forward to see what's going to happen next.
Fabulous. Next, we will go with Anthony Oakes.
Good day, beautiful people. My name is Anthony Oakes. I am a stand-up comedian here based out of the Capitol. I was an announcer at the Ask Rayceen show for almost 3 years, 27 episodes, just bananas. I used to always ask myself, how does Rayceen get her leg up that high? It was always the question on my mind. It boggled me. But great times, great people. I mean, couldn't have been better. It did so much for me in my career. I just feel so blessed. I love Rayceen. I love the show. I love everyone who was a part of the show, and it's been such a blessing.
Thank you. Nia.
Hello, everyone. My name is Nia Simmons, a singer-songwriter and independent recording artist from the DMV area. And I am, or was, a music performer, frequent music performer for the Listening Lounge segment of the Ask Rayceen show. And one great memory of mine from that segment was, I think 2019, I decided to do a tribute to the late, great Queen of Soul, Aretha Franklin. And to my delight, when I got to the song Rock Steady and was ready to party, Rayceen got up and danced up right along with me. So that was definitely a fun time for me.
Thank you, Nia. And of course, the Songbird, we always love your music at the Ask Rayceen show. Next, I'll go with Larry.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Larry Miller. I'm a news anchor for WUSA 9. Been here about almost 7 years now and have participated in the Ask Rayceen show over several years. I would have to say that one of my best memories was probably that first invitation to come and talk with Rayceen and the rest of the crew about kind of what I do and kind of how the media serves people. I think what the Ask Rayceen show has provided is a safe space for people to gather, to kind of learn about the services that are available in the city, and to really connect with other people, entrepreneurs, individual workers that are out here trying to make the city safer and better for all. So I think Ask Rayceen has done great work in the community, and it's been a pleasure to work alongside everyone.
Fabulous. Let's go next with DJ Rosie.
All right. Hi, everybody. I'm DJ Rosie. I worked on the Ask Rayceen show for several years as a DJ, a guest DJ. And one of my fondest memories was the last time that I was there. It happened to fall on my daughter's birthday. And being the great mom I am, I brought her to work with me. But she couldn't have felt more welcome. The whole crew, the whole team was so welcoming to her and loving. And she had a great time. It's a fond memory. So
Awesome. And from one DJ to the next, DJ Suspence.
Everybody, what's up? It's your boy DJ Suspence, and I've been DJing with the Ask Rayceen show for many, many years. HRC was a great experience, an interesting experience, and I bought a shirt, and I have that shirt on now to commemorate that day. But it was a great memory, great time, great parties, and lots of fun at the HRC building with the Ask Rayceen show.
Love it, love it. Next, we'll go with Cecily.
Hi, everyone. My name is Cecily, and I'm a vocalist and a songwriter from Washington, D.C., and I've performed as a singer and a songwriter on the Ask Rayceen show a couple of times. And I think my favorite memory, we're supposed to share a favorite memory, right? Yes, okay. My favorite memory was the first time I performed at the Ask Rayceen show. I performed with my keyboard player, and I told him that, it's a variety show. And so I think the last performer of the night was actually GiGi. And she got up there and started doing her thing. And I think when he realized when she started taking off something, I looked at him, and he looked at the floor, and he went, that was my favorite memory of Ask Rayceen show.
I love it. I love it. Hugh, up next.
Hi, I'm Hugh Clarke. I'm a photographer, and I've photographed many of Rayceen's Ask Rayceen shows over the years. And I will say that that memory of GiGi dancing is also my favorite memory. I was actually just looking at the photos of it, and I think that those are some of the photos that I am the most proud of. I think I did a lot of work to get down as low to the ground as she was. But that was like up there in Ask Rayceen moments for me.
Love it, love it. And let's hear from GiGi.
Oh my goodness, oh my goodness. Well, hi, my name is GiGi Holliday, and I'm an international burlesque entertainer that is born, raised, living, and somewhat loving Washington, D.C. I am D.C.'s legitimate love child and the chocolate city titty. My favorite memory is every time I have performed for the Ask Rayceen show, every time they've been at HRC. So from the moment y'all been in HRC to the last day, I was there, and every time I finished performing, I loved how Rayceen would say, I taught the girls everything they know. I taught the girls everything. They learned that from me. They learned that from me.
Yes.
Where there are, when I go out in the burlesque world, I do talk about Rayceen Pendarvis.
Yes.
And so people are just like, so where do you house a Pendarvis? I was like, that's none of your business. That Rayceen Pendarvis is queen in my city. Thank you very much.
Fabulous, fabulous. Let's go next to Pussy Noir.
Hi, everybody. I'm Pussy Noir. I'm a drag performer, entertainer in DC, a Kennedy Center artist fellow, and You're Supreme. And I've performed at the Ask Rayceen show a number of times, and they've always been amazing. And my favorite memory is actually, I was having a really, really bad day one day when I had to perform. And one of the best things about this show is that it is full on community based in a way that it's almost like being in a movie. Like, you know, everyone you want to see is always there and everyone's happy. And there's like people giving you hugs and say, try this. And, you know, and so it was going into that show and doing the show and just being there, not even like even the performance part, that was always fun, but just seeing the audience and being around people, talking to people I do know, talking to people I've grown up with that I just randomly saw at the show, because it's mostly DC locals, is probably my favorite memory. And always my favorite memory to have of that show, so.
Thank you, Pussy. Next, Laya.
Hi, everyone. So my name's Laya Monarez. I used to be an operations coordinator at the Human Rights Campaign. So I would probably be one of the first faces that you would see when you came into the building. It wasn't just me. There was a crew of others, but I definitely did a lot of the shows. Probably me and Carl split them about in half. But yeah, for me, I unfortunately didn't get to see as many shows as I'd wanted. I saw a lot of them on the video camera, but what I did get to experience a lot was the crew and all the vendors. And I have to say, everyone who helped on that show were really bonded, fully community. You know, we just all really helped each other out. And some days when I was a little tired, they would pitch in a little bit more. And so my memories were just that we all looked out for each other. And my favorite thing about it the most too was that I always felt super safe during these events around like POC, queer people of color. I just felt like these are my people. And it was just nice to just relax at the end of the night.
Fabulous, fabulous. Let's round it out with Councilmember White.
Hey, I'm at-large Councilmember Robert White. I have always loved joining Rayceen. You know, as much as we laughed and kicked it, there was always time and space to talk about, you know, policy and things going on in the city. And I liked having that opportunity. But my favorite memory was the last time I joined Rayceen. She asked me to bring my wife and my girls because, you know, they are a better show than I am. And so my last time at HRC, they joined me and got to hang out with Rayceen. My wife and I love Rayceen. So it was so nice to bring our little girls to the show. And I just miss being there in person.
Fabulous. I also want to talk a little bit because my first time to the Ask Rayceen show was at the HRC Equality Center. That's when I joined, you know, the team. That's when I started volunteering. And, you know, it was just fabulous the first time I was there. My favorite memory would have to be, my God, there are just so many. There's so many. But I would say my favorite memory is maybe the last show we did there when I was the announcer at the end, because it was just such a great premiere, you know, and it was the last time we were out before COVID again. And so, you know, that will always stay with me as a cherished memory from the Ask Rayceen show. What about you, Rayceen? What's been your favorite memory from the HRC years?
Oh my goodness. Always being in a place over the many years of having this wonderful experience, the Ask Rayceen show. It is so wonderful to be in a space that you are celebrated and not tolerated. And it makes a big difference. You know, HRC is the symbol of hope, the symbol of joy, a symbol of a place that stands for unity and making sure everyone is welcome at the table. And the staff, Layla, Carl, Raquel, you know, and so many others that, I mean, always the staff there was so inviting and everybody, and people would come down and say, if I can't stay for the show, I'm coming down for the pre-show, you know, and people would come. And it was just such a wonderful feeling. And it was so inviting. And I mean, it was just always from the moment I entered that space. And it was because we were in some spaces that were not that full of love and full of joy and full of light and full of all, you know, to be in a place where the light came all the way through and we could just, the whole place was, you know, and you could feel it radiated love. And I just loved being there. It was such a joy. And knowing that after 10 years, I could say goodbye, that I know that we ended on such a high note and such a great space. And knowing that the next chapter is just the beginning.
Love that, love that, love that for us. So now to the next question. For viewers who were never there with us at HRC Equality Center for the Ask Rayceen show, what should we know about that venue and the shows which took place there? I'll start it off with Monique.
Well, I think I've been with the Ask Rayceen show since we were way back in Live. So I've seen it grow from different venues and different spaces. But when we came to HRC, it kind of was like Hollywood. I mean, it was bright. We had big banners. The sound was popping. They had wheelchair accessibles. Everybody could come. So I really loved it there. And then also, too, I loved how the doors opened up. Because we
because we could give an iconic entrance,
entrance. Come in, and I would just love it. And there was a lot of space because I need a lot of space to move around for a lot of people. So it was a lot of space. The music was great, and also too, I heard that they had really good food. But I was always kind of running a little bit late, so I never got to eat any of it. But I heard that was always catered with the very delicious food, and I just seen the show grow bigger and bigger. And I definitely want to also talk about the pop-up venues. I mean, we had so many people that came in with selling different unique items. I got so many items now that are just cherished to me because you can't find these items anywhere else. Very unique things, from artwork to books to paintings to body oils, glitters, enhancements. I mean, we really did a good job, and I really do miss being in person at the HRC.
Fabulous. And since you brought up the food, we want to shout out AHF because they're the ones who sponsored our food back then, and they've also sponsored Team Rayceen Productions as well. So huge shout out to them. What about you, Councilmember White? What should people know who've never been, about that venue and the shows which took place there?
So they missed a great venue, as Monique said. So much glass, so many windows, the space felt so open. You had all kinds of vendors. If you wanted, clothing, books. I have a painting in my living room that I picked up one night. I know my wife was like, why the hell are you coming home with a painting after a long day at work? The food was always good, a little bit of drink, but then just such an open space with people. And so you missed a great venue. I think it was the perfect venue for the Ask Rayceen show.
Fabulous. Pussy Noir, what about you?
I would say, as soon as you asked this question, I immediately thought all the vendors and all the food. Doing shows in nightclubs, there's no food. And so, it's funny enough, I know I'm thin, but I really love to eat. So it was always great to walk into a venue where there was food. And then also just like over time, the food got better as well. Like there was more offered. And I was just like, okay, there's budget happening that I don't know about. Like, so that actually was just like the best and most comforting thing about it was literally that there was food. I don't know why. Feed the drag queens, but yeah.
Yes. Larry, what about you?
I think in addition to the space being special, I found the people to be particularly special. And I think what made the show unique was just seeing the cross section of the community converge into one space and getting to hear people's individual stories. And I think I was most struck by the fact that so many politicians in the legislative space and the education space would always converge onto the Ask Rayceen show, not only out of a need to connect with people, but most importantly to make sure that people's issues and problems throughout the city were heard as well. And so I found that space not only to be safe for people that are a part of this community, but most importantly, and that so many issues were talked about. And I think things that we don't even consider were problems, we were learning about those issues at the Ask Rayceen show. So when we talk about it being a safe space, it was an opportunity for us to hear about everything that was going on in the community and for the politicians to be there to figure out ways to address it.
Oh, love that. Love that. because I grew up in Jamaica and, it's kind of tough there to be gay. I always knew about like HRC from, an international perspective. And so coming here and, starting college here and everything, and then being a part of the Ask Rayceen show, and that was taking place at HRC Equality Center was very gaggy for me. It was really amazing, like very, very amazing. I could not even believe that we were able to do a show there. It was, it's really just topped off everything for me. So like that was really great. I'm so grateful that we were able to have that venue. That's something that we can talk about forever. When I look at Hugh's background, I see that, we get to see a little taste of that, what it looked like. So, that is fabulous. Rayceen, talk to me a little bit about your favorite thing about the venue and being in that space at HRC. What did people who've never been there miss out on?
My high kicks. All about my unforgettable entrance. It was all about the entrance. I do miss that door. I have miss coming through that door, the music, and people will never know. Everything was so choreographed at things. It was all about the music. I had to have the theme for the right show, and we would go back and forth on what song that I always wanted to enter. And it was just such a place. I can't tell you the love, the feeling of love doing what I'm doing, and the love that you get back is, and no one, it was free. That's what I loved about it. It was free, and it was, no one could say, I can't come because I don't have. And that gave me the greatest joy of making sure it was a safe space. It was free, and everyone was welcome. Black, white, straight, gay, non-believers, believers of God, and you're Republican, Independent, Democrat, everybody was there, from the pimps to the prostitutes, to the, to the politicians, to the congressmen and the Congress, where everybody could come through there, and everybody felt comfortable, and young, old, children, and it was just such a wonderful feeling. And that's what I loved about it. It was just one of those things that we worked so hard in putting it together, and our volunteers and our team, Czar, Krylios, Nikki, Jason, and so many other people, just all gave their time, their love, their energy. And I just can't, if I go on, I might start crying. So I'm gonna stop where I'm right now. So, and that's what I loved about it, that feeling that it gave me at the end of the night when it was, I poured out, I had so much poured in.
Fabulous.
Can I touch on that before we move on?
Yes.
I just wanted to say that, like, as a trans woman of color was also hosting, and sometimes I knew that some of the guests, like, that was, they were relying on that meal, or they were really excited, and like Ms. Rayceen said, it was free, and so it was like everybody was welcome, but particularly like some of the food was just really helpful and inviting for everyone.
Fabulous. Thank you so much. All right, so some of you were either a guest or an attendee of the Ask Rayceen show throughout its run. Would anyone like to speak about how the show has changed over the years? And we'll start with DJ Suspence.
Well, I can tell you, I've been with Rayceen since the very beginning, so I've seen all of the venues. The one thing that, again, I will never forget was walking into the HRC building and thinking, wow, this place is fantastic. I didn't even know about the main area. We went up to the 8th floor. I thought that was fantastic. So that was something that was very memorable. And the show was very, as Rayceen mentioned, it was very well produced. I mean, it flowed very seamlessly. It looked like, everything just kind of worked out. But it was very well produced. And I think a lot of people really appreciated the effort that was put into making the show an actual show. It was literally a show. That entrance, I mean, that song, as Rayceen mentioned, was very carefully picked and selected. And when she came in with those doors that swiveled, that's something that you will never forget, no matter what song was playing, whether you were a guest or the DJ. It just was fantastic. The people were very accommodating, even though there was that security desk at the front. It still felt very welcoming, unlike some of the venues where you could just walk in and you felt like you didn't belong. That place was amazing.
Love it. Listen, those doors, they were something else.
They were
we
everything.
had to get those doors right for the entrance. Those doors.
And they had lighting too.
Yes.
With the sound,
yes.
They had lighting. They had the whole, it was production. I loved it.
Yes. And Czar, he's the producer. He's the producer.
Czar and those clipboards, checking out. Yeah, everything about it.
We have light dimmers in the space.
Yes. Certainly. DJ Rosie, what about you?
So I feel like I'm going to kind of echo some of the same stuff. Being a tiny bit of an outsider because I'm based out of Baltimore, but I do a lot of gigs in DC. I was just always really impressed with the variety of people and the variety of vendors that came to show up, and all the. I was never more surprised when I saw the line of people doing shameless plugs. When that line around the room.
We love a shameless plug.
I was like, this is amazing. And it was all these businesses and people I'd never heard of. And I mean, I've been DJing for 20 years and started major events in 2007. And every time I come to the show, I learn something. So I will say that from when the first time I did the event up to the end, the amount of vendors, the amount of variety totally increased. And every time I came, I always felt very welcome, very loved, very appreciated. I can't tell you how many goodies I got in a bag.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
We love a gift bag.
I was like, what is this?
Look forward to this. Yes. Okay. All right, Rayceen, I see you. So yeah, it's always a wonderful experience.
Fabulous. Monique, what about you? How have you seen the show change over the years?
I just saw that it grew in capacity with all the type of people that would come through our doors. It was more of a nightclub kind of feel earlier days, and then it became more community involved. Rayceen is a former ANC commissioner, and I'm a current ANC commissioner, and he always made sure that we brought something to the community so that people could come here to our show, see all this talent, see all these people, but also know that we are a community here in DC and we need to connect with each other and interact. So I saw the show changed a little bit in a way that it brought more people together, because when I first started, I really wasn't friends with a lot of people. But now, I know people when I walk down the street, they may not know exactly, but they know me from the Ask Rayceen show. So I love the fact that he has connected so many people together, and I've seen that just evolve throughout this couple years.
Fabulous, fabulous. To wrap us up, we want each guest to share what they hope to see from Rayceen Pendarvis and Team Rayceen Productions in the future. And I'll start with our former announcer, Anthony Oakes.
What I want to see in the future from the Ask Rayceen show is more. I don't want this to be the end. I don't want it to ever end. I just want it to be, I pray the prayer of Jabez over the Ask Rayceen team for their territory to enlarge. I really want God to enlarge your territory so that it's just not HRC, it's television, film, movies, whatever it is, because you're definitely needed. And there's nothing like the feeling of community that you brought to this show and to this area, and it just has to continue. So that's what I want. I want to see continuance.
It is ending, but so much more to come. What about you, Pussy Noir?
What do I want to see? It's so funny that Anthony just said that. I was literally thinking, I want to see this show as a show on television. I want to see, a Black queer person with a late night show. And I would love that to be Rayceen. And for Rayceen to lay that groundwork so then I can take over the show in the later years, like a Regis and Kelly, but it's like a Rayceen and Pussy situation. And there's this kind of legacy situation happening, only for queers, only for Black queers. No, but I would like to see that, frankly. And Rayceen's whole being is genuine, but it's also something that most people in this world need to experience. And your message and the message behind Team Rayceen needs to be experienced by more people. And so whatever you need to do to make that message go out further, I say, but for sure, please get on television because the representation is small. Right now, we only have Pose, and the documentary that came before. And so it's needed and you can do it. And I will Tanya Harding anyone you want me to. If you want me to get it, I'll do it. Pussy scratches too. Like
I love it. I love it. I love it. All right, let's go to GiGi Holliday. What are you looking forward to in the future from Team Rayceen Productions?
I'm with everyone else. I really want Team Rayceen to Ask Rayceen to be on television. Because I would love to be a special burlesque guest all the time. But I agree, you just have this award-winning personality. And yes, we're all saying yes to you. I could never say no to you, but I also hope that one day you join me at Burlesque Hall of Fame because I think it will be great for you to interview and talk to burlesque legends. And especially our Black burlesque legends. I can see you already connecting with them. And next thing you know, y'all are out playing Keno somewhere and I've got to find you. So and it's my duty to find you. But I just want so much more. And I cannot wait for the day where I say, here's your ticket to Burlesque Hall of Fame. We're getting on the plane to Vegas. I got your room and everything. So that's what I'm excited for. Just the future for you. And everything that you have already laid the groundwork for. And I'm one of the people to say, I am so grateful for you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Larry, what about you?
I think, to everyone's point, I just want to echo what's already been said that, I just hope that the future continues to be prosperous and that Rayceen and the team continue to be effective as they have been. I will tell you from personal experience that team is a well-oiled machine. They get the job done. Everybody knows they will follow up, call, email, bat signal, do everything they possibly can to make sure that you are where you need to be. So there is no doubt in my mind that Rayceen and the team will continue to do well. But I would also venture to say too that they should be open to other platforms as well. Streaming services are becoming popular. People are kind of branching out in different ways. And so I just hope that as you continue to grow, that you look for those niche platforms that could provide a clear opportunity as well.
I love that. I love that. I love that. All right, Hugh, what about you? Oh, that rhymed.
Well, let's see. For Rayceen, I've known Rayceen from the show and off the show, and she is just an incredible person to be around, so knowledgeable, and not just about what goes on in the boom boom room, but also life lessons. And so what I see for her in the future is hopefully she comes up here and does some shows in Baltimore. I would love to have, her doing more in-person things because what she has built in DC is a community. And I think that she can build a larger community, not just in our local area, but really across the country.
Thank you. Thank you. Nia, what about you? What do you have in mind?
Well, I, of course, agree with everything that has been said, but I'm going to add one more thing on a personal note because I've had the pleasure to share the mic with Rayceen on 2 occasions where we were singing together. So I hope one of the things that you consider, Rayceen, in the future is blessing us more with your gift of song. And I'm already thinking of songs that we can do together. So I'm going to get with you on that. So I hope you'll consider that.
Fabulous. Councilmember White, what do you look forward to from Team Rayceen Productions in the future?
A lot more. So Rayceen is a bridge for generations, cultures, sexual orientations. And this is a time where we need people who can be a bridge more than ever But I think there's also a time where so many people who have been or who have felt marginalized for decades are starting to get their shine, but you still need someone to pull that out and expose it. And I can think of nobody better than Rayceen. So I think this is a time where we need you, and the opportunities are endless. And there's just such a community of people who support you and believe in you. And I'm a fan. So I can't wait to see what's next.
Thank you. Cecily, what are you looking forward to from Team Rayceen Productions in the future?
So I am looking forward to kind of what everyone said, like more of what makes, I think, Team Rayceen so amazing, like community building, uplifting and highlighting local artists and artistry. And those are my favorite parts of being at the Ask Rayceen show, just the community and, you know, the way that people are made to feel safe and loved and valued. So I just pray that you continue to find space to create with that intention in mind. And this is a little different, but I know y'all are always working hard. So I also wish y'all some rest and some relaxation and some rejuvenation and just whatever is needed. Yeah.
Certainly. Thank you so much. Laya, what about you?
Yeah, I'll start by back on what everyone said. Definitely, I like the TV aspect. Some sort of TV show would be great. But you know what I really would love to see? I'd love to see like a tour or like an outdoor festival sort of thing where Rayceen like maybe tours the country with her like event and brings these communities together across the country, various dates in a big sort of festival outdoors. I think I would love to see that.
Oh, we love a festival. We love a festival. Let's jump to the DJs. DJ Rosie.
I think I've said it over and over throughout this that like the love and the joy that I always felt every time I came to be a part of this show. I would love to see Rayceen continue your reach, especially with some of our younger members of the LGBT community. You know, you just have such a great impact across both our community, but also just really to anyone that you meet. And you're just such a genuine person, and it's always been a joy to work with you. So I really think, you know, using your reach to continue to give back to the community in a positive way, I would just love to see more of that, and I would totally support you.
Love that. DJ Suspence.
So I guess I'm going to distill it down to something very finite and simple and easy. I want a reunion party where we can all get together and just commemorate, have some big screens with lots of video footage and photos, and just come together, invite everybody, literally everybody, and just party. That's what I want to see happen. And we can do that annually. We can do it quarterly. I just think it would be something that, you know, could be a legacy and remind us all of how we've all connected in some way through music and through entertainment.
Oh, great. I love that. And Monique, round us out. What are you looking forward to from Team Rayceen Productions?
There's just so much that I really appreciate about working with Rayceen Pendarvis. I mean, I hope that I continue to see Rayceen light up people's lives and hearts and faces. Everywhere we go, she has encouraging words to everyone. And not only that, she has a way of finding people's gifts. Like, I've never worked with so many different people where I didn't know exactly what they did until they did it. And I know that that's because I'm part of Team Rayceen, and we understand that everybody has something of value to give. When you guys talk about TV, I feel a little bit sad because I love the grassroots effort that we put into the Ask Rayceen show. I love going to all the theaters in DC and doing different things, and also to supporting local communities, local acts, local artists, local musicians. But I just want the show to continue, and I know that it's coming to an end, but I'm gonna miss Rayceen, keep doing those high kicks with those legs and just making that money. So I really just hope that we all continue to stay healthy and happy. And I just love Rayceen so much because he brings such goodness out of so many people around. And I've never known anyone who lights up the room like Rayceen does.
That's right.
Where he goes will be a pleasure.
Well, for now, everyone can check out the Team Racing YouTube channel where we have loads of videos. You can get a sneak peek into, what is upcoming for Team Racing Productions and Racing Pendarvis. So thank you all, for all these fabulous, wonderful, lovely words, especially looking towards the future for what is next in store for Team Racing Productions and Racing Pendarvis. So to close us out, Rayceen, what would you like to say about our time at HRC?
Well, there is a saying, give me my flowers while I'm still here to enjoy them. And knowing that I had a role in bringing people together and creating safe space, let me know that all the work was not in vain, that everything that I went through, and people don't know when there are times when you pour out, that when you pour out, you're wore out. And people don't know that sometimes it's very emotional, and there are times when you're a little broken. I'm sorry. I was just, so much was hitting me, but it's all right. And hearing all of this lets me know that everything that I'm doing, that God has chosen and laid on my heart. One of the most wonderful gifts through this is knowing that I have a great team behind me. And especially to Robert White and the City Council for recognizing me and taking the time to give me that wonderful gift. Lifted my spirit more than you will ever know. It just let me know that I have to keep pushing on. I have to continue doing the work. And somebody's watching. And when they give you wonderful, wonderful accolades and praise, it lets you know that I stand on the shoulders of my ancestors. I stand on the shoulders of my mother, who loved me unconditionally, who let me know that when she was here, that everything that I did, she saw it. And she allows me to keep going, and her spirit lives in me. And it just lets me know that when I feel a little tired, that those angels surround me, and they will lift me up, and they will carry me through, and they will push me. If they won't, Czar will.
I know that's right.
And
You know it.
And it will be one of those things to let me know, never give up. That I know that as hard as this road has been, 10 years of this particular project, that I know that is coming to an end, but it's just another beginning. That door is opening, and I see and have my hands in so many amazing projects, that everything that has been spoken over my life, that God will open up and see forth for me to do. That I have another 100 years of doing the work. And I thank all of you from the bottom of my heart, because in my flower stands, in my garden, there are many flowers. And all of you are that part of that garden. And we all shine bright, and we are all a beautiful bouquet of flowers. And I thank you all. I thank you so much. I didn't think I was going to get this emotional, but it's all right to be vulnerable. And it's okay to shed, because sometimes you have to shed tears of joy to stand in celebration. And I thank you all so much from the bottom of my heart.
Thank you. And thank you for everything you've done for the community here. Thank you so much. And that was just such a fabulous way to close this out. I want to thank all of our guests. I'm thanking you right now, thanking all of our guests for your time. And on behalf of Team Rayceen Productions, I hope we have the opportunity to collaborate with each other in the future. Thank you all.
I love y'all.
We will be back monthly on first Wednesdays through November 2021 for the 10th and final season of the Ask Rayceen show. New episodes will premiere at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Please join us next for our penultimate edition on October 6th. Until then, check your voter status, stay moisturized, wash your hands often, and eat some cake. Thank you for watching.
Unforgettable in every